Hey, it's Alex here. Now in this video I'm going to show you how to bypass Facebook ad bans. Now you're probably intimidated looking at this image already and you're ready to click off this video, but bear with me because what you're looking at here is the full setup if you were running at maximum scale with various offers in different niches. Now you're not going to need this full setup, especially if you're just starting off, but this is like the ideal scenario. So what I'm going to do is break down exactly what this all means and how the setup works. And then I'm also going to show you the 5-step system to getting set up with agency accounts so that you can scale your offers without Facebook bans. So let's firstly just run through what this actually all means. So as you can see here, we've got Pixel 1, Pixel 2 and Pixel 3. Now, you can think of this as different niches or different offers. So you could be, let's just say, for example, you're an affiliate and you want to scale your offers in agency accounts so that you can avoid getting banned. Okay, so Pixel 1 might be a weight loss offer. Pixel 2 might be a ED offer. Pixel 3 could be a toe fungus offer, for example. Okay, so what we would do is have all of these pixels separated. So as you can see, although this is a full setup here, none of this pixel data is being shared across any of these profiles. So we're keeping them all separate here. So let's just say we're just starting out and we only need to set up one offer. So just looking at Pixel 1 here. So Pixel 1, offer 1, you would have one Facebook profile that literally just holds on to this pixel data. So this is what I like to call an asset holder. So you would obviously have a Facebook profile that's not in your name. You would be able to acquire one of these from your agency account provider. And then what that profile would do is just literally the pixel would just sit on that profile. It doesn't advertise. It doesn't, all it does really is it's like a manager. So it just manages the pixel and it shares the Facebook page. It also holds the Facebook advertising page, but it never advertises. This is how we keep that pixel data safe. Okay, now from this profile, we would share that across 2 different BMs. Okay, now in those BMs, we would have an ad account for each BM. Now you might be running this same offer in 2 separate BMs. You might be using one ad account to test different creatives, and then you might be using the other ad account for scaling those creatives. But you could also be running 2 different offers here in a similar niche. So let's say this is the weight loss niche. You might be running one offer here and one offer here. You might like to keep it separate. Okay, so in those ad accounts, we then have 2 other admin profiles. Now, one profile is for advertising and the other one is merely a backup. So that profile doesn't do anything. Okay, it just sits on the account as a backup. So let's say you were running some ads on this account, this profile got banned or whatever, suspended, you could then jump over to this admin and either carry on advertising, or if your ad account's restricted, you can simply continue running in this ad account. So this could also work as a backup. Okay, so now you can see how this works. If we were running multiple offers, we'd want to keep these pixels separate. Okay, now this is just an ideal scenario. Okay, so if you're like at a point where you're running at maximum scale and you want to get things, you want to protect your assets as much as possible and scale without wasting time. So let's say your ad account gets restricted and you've just found a winner. The last thing you want to do is start from scratch so you can just switch over to a new account. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is jump over to my whiteboard and show you the 5-step system to getting set up with agency accounts. Okay, so here I am in my whiteboard. So like I said, this is going to be a 5-step system to getting set up with agency accounts. So step 1 is what we've just covered here. So step 1 is the bulletproof setup. So I'll put setup here. Okay, so that's what you need to get familiar with before you start getting set up with agency accounts, because you want to have a good structure so that you're protecting your assets, like I said. So step 2 is you'll need an anti-detect browser. So I'll just put, to keep things simple, ADB, anti-detect browser. Okay, now in the link in the description, by the way, if you want to go into more depth and detail on any of these steps, there's a link in the description that will take you to another YouTube video. It's not like an opt-in or anything. It will take you to a YouTube video that breaks all of these 5 steps down in detail. So an anti-detect browser basically allows us to access these Facebook profiles without being detected by Facebook. Because as you'll know, if you log into multiple different Facebook accounts from the same browser, you're likely going to get flagged for suspicious activity. Okay, so like I said, there's a link in the description that goes into more detail about that. So step 3 is you'll need proxies to access these accounts. Now, proxies are basically like a middleman between you and the internet, which allows you to, once you actually access these profiles using your anti-detect browser, you'll install these proxies in your anti-detect browser, and that will allow you to sign into multiple different accounts, and it will appear like they're from like a static IP address, but also not from multiple different devices. So basically it's allowing you to appear natural to Facebook, like you're always logging in from the same IP address, it's always from the same device, it stores all the cookies, and it just keeps things super safe for when you're wanting to access these profiles. So step 4 is your actual assets. So what I mean by assets is your Facebook profiles, your business managers, your advertising pages. Now, where do you get all these? I recommend purchasing them from the place where you actually get your agency accounts, because that way it keeps it all under one roof. There's going to be more safer than going to a random Discord group or a Facebook group, buying from a non-trusted source. You know, some people will offer aged Facebook fan pages that are literally been created like 2 weeks ago and they've got 2 followers. So you want to go to a trusted source, which brings us on to step 5, which is your actual agency accounts. I'll just put agency accounts. Okay, so where do we actually get these agency accounts? Now, again, there's a link in the description that will not only break down this full 5-step system in more detail, but I'll also put another link where you can get a free, your first month for free with agency accounts, plus you'll get $100 advertising credit. So with agency accounts, what we're essentially doing is renting access to an agency account on like a month-by-month basis. Now, these agency accounts are super stable. You'll get fast approvals, you'll get less ad rejections, and you'll be able to spend much faster, so they don't have a spend limit per day. You'll be able to scale as quickly as you like. So if that's, like I said, if you want to get the full 5-step process broken down in more detail, click the recommended video below. And also I'll leave another link as well if you want to get access to a reputable agency account supplier that will be able to give you these scaling accounts. So that's it for this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.